We are here, present here now. We are very grateful to be with each and every one of you, as you are connected as well to this field that many call source, oneness, quantum. All these aspects of different descriptions of this space of source is entirely up to each individual person's experience with what resonates with them and to them. Everyone here is here because they've been drawn because of a specific energy and even a curiosity. For this curiosity is in fact one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself. Curiosity, you see, allows you to become open, to receive information that is in alignment with you. And curiosity is actually a great way as well to have a beautiful boundary in your own energetic field, but still in a healthy way to learn, to grow, and to live in this world. Becoming as little children is in fact a saying that many of you have been familiar with throughout the ages. This curiosity is what is spoken to about becoming like little children. It does not mean you blindly follow, but the curiosity will allow you to open up to receiving different ways of experiencing your reality, and also of connecting to a purity deep within you that also says things as they are. Children, let's say, see their purity. They also say what is. No, I don't want to. I hate that color. They are not necessarily just anything goes. Yes, everything you wish. They still have opinion, and yet the curiosity is still there. So as you go out into the world, we ask that you allow yourself the gift of curiosity. It will guide you because it has a pure light within it, and it will also tell you if something is not in alignment with you. When you are walking on a pathway of becoming more consciously aware, you have many opportunities, especially in this time with specifically of where you live, to open up to different experiences, different ways of connecting to your spirit and your consciousness. Some do this through meditation, through sound, through breath, through ceremony, through lots of different experiences. You have an abundance of this available, especially each and every one of you that lives in the United States of America, because there is a great revolution underground going on here that is about awakening the spirit. But recognize that this underground rumble is making its way out into the streets, out into every state, and as such it is a beautiful thing. But it is most important, remember, to continue to tap in and to tune in at every moment with everything that you want to do, is if it serves your highest good. Every moment it is important to continue to check in with yourself. Sometimes something feels good until a point, and then it will not feel good. Whether it is a group, a tribe, a gathering, or even a meditation you are simply listening to at home. Trust when it feels in alignment, and trust when the energy shifts. Just because you got guidance at one point that this is it, do not drag that from the past into the present moment and think that you have to keep doing it, even if it doesn't feel in alignment anymore. This is an aspect of letting yourself grow. You are the greatest master guru, shaman, medicine person, any of these words that anyone can ever connect to. You to yourself. Recognize that with all of these tools out there, they are engaging, enlightening, and opening up the most important connection that can possibly be, which is with your own soul, your own essence, your own spirit. When you let yourself get curious, you will naturally tap into the essence of your soul that desires to experience this physical world. Yes, if you have a body, you want to be here. Even though your mind may say, no, I don't, you do. If not, you would not be here, because your spirit, your soul, is what enlivens the physical form. Saying this, we have already spoken in a channeling that will be available to each and every one of you about the upcoming year. We wish to expand more to each and every one of you a little bit more about the energy available to you now and here. When you connect to the essence of your spirit, your soul, your source, you get curious, your higher self will guide you, and it will also be very clear, even like a little child, of saying, nope, we are done, leave. And you, in your personality, we don't necessarily like to call it your ego, because that has such a negative connotation at this time. But your personality may say, no, we are supposed to be doing this. And yet that deep within you, that purity, that essence of your soul says, we are done. It is time to continue forward. Trust that. You have a capacity to tap in so deeply to the essence of your spirit and your soul right now, right here, in all these tools available to you. But recognize it is not the tool that has the power. It is you, your higher self, your spirit, as well as your personality, utilizing that tool that gives it the power. Saying this, close your eyes if you're not already. Once again, just allow yourself to feel the space of your body. Feel your breath flowing in and out of your body with curiosity. Not as something mundane or that's always there, but be curious about it. Feel it in your body. Now, as you continue to be curious about this in your body, recognize how your body feels when you bring your conscious awareness to it and even inside of it. Your body, in fact, loves the attention. Feel it, be with it. Now, in that curiosity state, along with your breath, ask yourself, what serves my highest good to connect with my essence, my spirit, my soul? And you will have something pop up automatically, just like a little child who has been asked a question by the teacher and cannot contain themselves and must shout it out. And then tell yourself, thank you. And if this feels good to you, continue to stay here, or you can release from that experience. All people on planet Earth have their own divine guidance system. Some will feel more deeply in their body. Some will hear, will be attuned to more vibrational frequencies. And some may simply just get an insight, not knowing where it came from. Others may even get a picture or a vision, or even synchronicities outside of themselves, on billboards, on clocks, on symbols. Everyone is unique and different depending on their personality, and not one is any better than the other. But to recognize what yours is extremely important. So, saying this, allow yourself an opportunity. Are you a deep feeler? Then you get to cultivate your energy to feel vibration. Or are you someone who gets knowings? All of a sudden, ahas. Then you get to trust yourself more to receive these ahas. Or are you someone who is very connected to music and sound? Do you often hear songs in your head or on the radios? Then you get to listen more closely to your essence, your spirit, your soul. Or are you someone who's very visual? Then allow yourself that opportunity to close your eyes and just see what shows up. And what is the symbolism here? People often will ask anyone who is in states of connecting with one's essence, their soul, their spirit, or energy healing, what is my purpose? Your purpose can be told to you, but like anything told to you, it doesn't necessarily have true meaning until you experience it yourself. It is like someone describing to you what it is like to paraglide, and then actually having the experience is truly what it is all about. So give yourself the opportunity to really check in. What are the ways that you experience this world of spirit or energy or intuition, insight that is most close to your heart? Cultivate this first and foremost. And all these other ways of experiencing your reality from a sixth sense can be open to you. Yet, you must embrace your strongest one first and foremost. The only limits that you have are the limits that you place upon yourself. To become limitless is to truly tap into the essence of your spirit, your soul, your source. Let this be your intention in all that you do that you call consciousness. Receive gratefully from anyone who shows up as a teacher and a guide, but also recognize they truly are there just to shine a light towards your own connection with your essence, your source, your soul. And when you find at any time that they're shining it on them instead of your source, then let yourself feel into that. What is this teaching me? Does this still serve me? And it may, but trust first and foremost that inner sense. There is a reason you have it and have been born with it. First, discover what it is. And if you do not know, ask yourself, do you feel things extremely deeply? as if someone else's pain is your own, you are a feeler. Do you see, worked out in your mind's eye, possible resolutions to someone's problem? Then you see. Do you hear a voice or guidance when you ask a question or when someone else asks you? Then you hear. Let yourself keep feeling, hearing, knowing, seeing into what is your greatest gift to connect with your essence, your soul, and to attune to the vibrational frequencies of what your world is made up of. This is an incredible time, even though it may seem like a very hard time. Let us tell you a secret. Everyone who lives on planet Earth, no matter what century you go to since the beginning of time, would be able to find someone that they would say, this is a hard time, and would be able to find another person that would say, this is a beautiful, graceful time. Welcome, creators of your reality. Obviously, you are all connected with a collective consciousness that chooses into certain experiences on planet Earth, but also recognize that if you go so far out to feel that the world is bad, sick, or wrong, then you will too be attuning to that energy. It does not mean you don't see it, but just be aware. To tend your own garden is actually the most powerful thing that you can possibly do. Knowing this, how can you best tend your own garden or truly create opportunities to create a stronger connection with your essence, your soul, your spirit, while in body, since it's here anyways, we promise you, or your body would not be here. It is connected to you. Let yourself be. Just be. 5 minutes. What the heck does that mean? The most valuable way we can tell this to you is let yourself become aware of the observer, the observed, and the observing, or the me, the I, and the we. The more that you are aware of that, the more that you can allow yourself to just become aware of that observer. Even for 5 minutes, tell yourself, as the observed and observing, we will come back to all the things that we get to do, all the places we get to be, all solving the world's problems. But for now, 5 minutes, just be. Because there is a deep energy called divine intelligence that is illuminating all things. You have in your reality what some call your personal will and what others call God's will, Source's will, the universal will. The closer you get to your essence, your soul, your spirit while in body, does it not become united with the will of divine consciousness? Because they are one and the same thing. So in fact, your will on an expanded state when you're truly connected with your spirit is the will of the divine intelligence that illuminates everything. There is a symbol that you may focus upon when you allow your eyes to settle upon different mandalas or symbols. It is a very powerful practice that is not utilized today like it used to in the past by many ancient traditions. We are giving you something here very simple to concentrate on, to focus on when you are practicing just be. It will be a circle, small, within a larger circle, big. Focus on the center of the circle and the space in between the center of the circle and its inner perimeter. As you allow yourself to do that, you will connect to the one source that in fact illuminates all existence. Some indigenous cultures have called this the central sun. You will find it is actually one of the most powerful symbols one can focus upon, because it connects you straight to source, to the oneness of all things that created everything. The human mind likes to be in space and time, meaning it can complicate things a lot because it wants to be busy. This is a practice of not being busy, but just allowing yourself to be. We promise you, if you utilize this, you will find your mind will naturally get more still. You will naturally fall into a meditative state, and it will support you on your journey to what? Why are you here in the first place? We can tell you all the secrets of the universe, but it doesn't matter, because even that can be a distraction. It is to connect to your own essence, that very vibration that keeps your heart beating, that very divine intelligence that is you, that took your first breath in the world, and that will also take your last, but that will be eternal. Take this with you, practice it, and again, we promise it will bring great benefits. Now, we are opening up to questions. Any questions you wish, whether concerning anything we talked about or something else. One thing that we would advise is let yourself again feel your awareness drop into your centered heart space. Ask the question from here, for it will allow us to get straight to the point. If one asks the question from the head, it takes much more time to drop someone to ask the question from their heart, which is the question they really want to ask. So, allow yourself to drop into your heart space now. And if you feel that there is a question from your heart, then Mike will come to you and you may speak, and we shall continue.
I have a question. I know we're here to help Mother Earth, and my question is, when we're buying crystals and all these rocks, are we hurting her by helping the digging that to find those crystals and stuff? Are we contributing and hurting her by doing that?
This is an aspect too of tuning into yourself. There are needs and there are wants. To know a need from a want is an extremely valuable thing on one's spiritual path. This does not mean your need and want will not meet, but excess in anything is a never-ending cup that will never be full. But saying this, the time and space that you live in is an aspect of tuning in when, in this instant, a crystal would serve you. And also in this instant, when you just want it because it's pretty and you need more. Where it comes from is important in a sense, and yet always go back to your intention. If your intention is truly one of love and of service, then the earth will want to give you something that will support you on that path. Everyone in here has even had teachers that they have considered thorns, shadows, dark teachers. And yet, if you truly get the lesson, you wouldn't change them for anything else. Meaning that valuable information and things can in fact come from what is considered an unclean source, as long as you are tapping in each time and checking in. For instance, utilize what you can to show up in any moment for Mother Earth, yet don't get so crazy that you become overwhelmed and cannot accomplish even the simplest task. For instance, if you were really attached to building a home that does not, in fact, use any materials that are chemically based, you would have to spend millions of dollars or go live in a jungle. Do what you can, knowing your intention, always. So yes, many crystals come from unclean sources, and others come from clean sources. You must each tune in yourself individually. Do you want to do the research and truly check in? Or do you just follow your heart? You are walking, all of a sudden you're pulled into a store, this crystal yells out to you. Do you say, no, I do not know its source, goodbye? Or do you trust your own guidance and pick that up? Again, do not be attached so much where it comes from, but recognize your intention of why it is showing up for you. Are we clear?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
How do I feel safe to be and have my physical needs met if I'm not doing everything all the time?
Give yourself opportunity to tune in to a specific frequency. This specific frequency is known as the pristine origins of Earth. If you were to look at the pristine origins of Earth without humankind's interference, you would recognize that everything supports everything else. The worm, to the bird, to the fox, to the death of the fox, to the tree, all the way up to the fruit that falls on the earth, that rots, to the worm, and continuing that cycle. We all here, again, the opportunity to be human gives you your own will, your own power, to do it all yourself, to trust on yourself. And, this is an and, it can also open up an opportunity to recognize that on the seventh day, there was rest. Why was there rest? Because everything was set up to take care of itself, including the human being. But saying this, we know this world is very real. You have bills, you have relationships, you have all these things in your structured reality that you must commit to. Telling you as simply as possible, give yourself opportunity to watch the natural world around you. Again, the birds getting the worms, feeding the babies, the snow melting, starting into spring. Recognize there's divine, pristine origins here, just as much as there is human will. If you tap in to the divine matrix of the support that everything, as far as the earth, has for itself, then you will also tap into an extension of that, which is the people that are tapped into co-creation as well. Not codependency, but co-creation. Just doing this simple act of watching and acknowledging this so-called circle of life on your physical world will let you bring that into your frequency. To observe anything, to even observe and see it, you have to tap into its frequency. So let yourself see that and tap into it through nature first. And then your body will begin to respond and even move into its own divine, pristine origins, which is all systems of your physical body working together as one. And that will ripple out to your mental body, your emotional body, that will also ripple out then to your environment, so that you can then also tap into the people, the places, the things that will be in coherency with you and support in all that you need. Again, all that you need will be provided for you. When the traveler gets weighed down out of fear, then that is where they get lost from divine, pristine origins. Take, for example, someone hiking who has come along to an apple tree and they see so many apples, and they also know they have a long, long journey. They fill up their bag with apples, 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 as much as they possibly can. And then they continue on. And then they go faster and faster, and they begin to get worried. What if my apples go bad? What if the apples, what if? All these what ifs start coming in, and they did not even enjoy coming upon the dang apple tree in the first place. They're only concerned about losing the apples now. They didn't even absorb the essence of the apple tree and that apple and continue on. It is a matter of trust, but we cannot give you that right now because it will be ridiculous to tell you, trust the universe, and give you nothing else. The first step is to see that there is a divine support here. See it in nature first, and then we promise you, if you can really feel and embody that, it will ripple out to the people that are around you too. They are here. You've just got to be that frequency as well. Are we clear? Thank you for your question.
There's a lot of information about the new earth, and I'm curious if it's a state of mind or whether or not it's actually like a physical reality that we are shifting into.
It is both. When you feel a place in your mind, such as heaven, let's say, bliss, purity, love, your body will automatically respond. You cannot feel bliss in your mind and have the body be in discoherency. It will attune itself with the thoughts of the mind and the feeling of it as well. When you create in the world, it is of utmost importance to utilize the power of your consciousness to even have a creation in the first place. For this example, to bring in the new earth. That is an intention that comes, we say, from your heart. Now, knowing the intention, get a feeling about it. What is this feeling of the new earth for you? Feel it in your body. You can even place words or phrases to it, which is the mental capacity. So here you have the mental body and the emotional body coming together in alignment with one another. And now the mental and emotional body are aligned. The physical body acknowledge it, and how is it feeling in the space of a new earth. To create a channel or a pure manifestation physically of anything, you must have 3 points: mental, emotional, and physical. What enlivens all 3 is the spirit. Tetrahedron, that is the shape of a pyramid with 3 sides. Recognize on the very tip of the tetrahedron there is 1 point that goes down to 3 sides that then create a channel for spirit to manifest on a foundation of what is called earth, is the mental, emotional, and physical aligning to create a manifestation of that spirit on earth. So it is a state of mental, emotional, and physical, as well as spiritual. Recognize that the outer world is attuning itself to your inner world. You can have heaven on earth in your own space. Some prefer their own space, and when someone else comes in, they say, "Get out, I'm in heaven." But that's not what we want. Though it is fine to do it in your own space, so you recognize the feeling, you recognize the mental thoughts here, you recognize the body and how the body is receiving it, and then you go out into the world, or someone else comes into your space, and you recognize when you are pushed off of it and not in the state of this new world you wish to create, and you do not condemn yourself, but you recognize that you creating heaven on earth in your own space individually lets you become recognizable to yourself of when you're in that space. And then you go out into the world, you can hold it there. This has power to know through experience just as much as you know through an abstract thought of here comes the new earth. But you must feel it in your body and even have the visions of what it looks like and be in it in your own space. That is the most important thing, again, to tend your own garden. And it doesn't mean you don't support someone else's, but you don't come out of your center to change the world, for then your own center and your own world will collapse. So the new earth that is coming has been here. You can even ask people of your past, great ascended masters, gurus, Krishna, Yeshua, Muhammad. They too experienced heaven while on earth in moments. Were they always perfect? Absolutely not. But because they got so used to being in the center of that and feeling it, then they were able to radiate it more out into the world. And then those that could attune as well, just like a tuning fork, to that frequency do and are. That is the most important thing you can do for this new earth. And don't get too caught up in very complicated techniques of creating a new earth, because again, it can move you into your mind, and the mind will make it so much harder. It will take so much time, so much space, so much work. That is a belief. Again, we will go back to our earlier words. The new earth can also come into your being and be present here by focusing on that symbol of the central sun, but recognize you are in the center of the sphere. Equally projecting out, forward and backwards, left and right, up and down, you recognize your center. And then you can expand from there. And then this way, your center doesn't collapse. But it is most important to feel that heaven on earth within your own being first. it will not be given to you. If anyone gives it to you, it can be just as easily taken away. Because it came from outside of you. Do you have any questions for that?
No, thank you.
Thank you for asking.
Many speak of a light or a change that's going to happen for our earth that is going to help evolve humanity, those especially that are in resistance to evolving or rising to our more highest spiritual good. Can you tell us more about this light and how it can affect people?
Yes, there is a light deep within every single one of your individual cells. Some call this the fingerprint of God, or the quantum net, or it has also been called the web by indigenous cultures. It is a point within your body that is connected with Source, or the oneness of all things and all beings. There is a deep light in there that for some has been sleeping. And there are frequencies coming forward now, both through teachers, through awarenesses, through many different pathways of awakening this divine intelligence, as we said, but also this fingerprint of God, which is simply a divine plan, a divine intelligence in each and every one of your cells. This has been turned on much, much more, especially in this year, because of this. This is the new light. There are many spectrums of light that you do not necessarily see through your physical human eyes, that only see a small part of the electromagnetic field. But it is a light that you can feel, and when you're attuned to it, just as much see. This light is more of a feeling, though, deep within you. And if one attunes to it, they can allow themselves to burn up past karmas and past decisions that are not for their highest good of going back to Source. Recognize, we said highest good of going back to Source. Some are choosing to go away from Source, or to get more into separation, or into their own personalities, and defining their personality as all of who they are, which they forget they are connected to the one, the net, as well. So, knowing this, deep within your body, each and every cell, you have, if you consciously tune into it, an ability to flip on this divine intelligence that came from an egg, that came to a sperm, that created life. It came from one point, and then that cell split and split and split and split and split. Yet if you follow its pathway, it came from one point. Each and every one of your cells in your body came from one point of divine creation, from the Source intelligence. Even if you connect to one point in your body and you connect there to a divine light of gold radiating out to white, it can turn on the entire system of your body, the trillions of cells, and you can begin to feel them turning on. And you will then have a capacity to hold more of your light or of your spirit in your body. You are all electromagnetic beings. In an extension of that, you are spirit, which is pure energy, pure light. And you can tap in and tune on to more of this light that you talk of if you just simply become consciously aware of it. Yes, it is that simple. Because even to do that means that you have a desire and a learning to go to that space and turn it on. Do this practice. Find a space in your body And then imagine yourself going deeply into that space to connect to an individual cell there. And as you connect to one individual cell, wherever it is in your body, ask the cell to be turned on, the divine, illuminating source of light, and make the sound. And then feel it turn on. And you can do that as many times as you wish. And feel the cells of your body just like a tripling effect from 1 to 3 to 5 to 8 and continuing upward. Turn on, turn on, turn on. And then once you feel the entire body turned on, consciously open the crown of your head and feel this pure divine light pour in through the crown of your head, feeling all the spaces in between as well. That is how you attune to this new light that is in fact being aware of the finite and the infinite at the same time, of your spirit and the body at the same time, of structure and flow at the same time, of the yin and the yang at the same time. Recognize where we're going. It is the entire picture. And in this sense, you will let yourself attune to higher frequencies that will even let you tap in to this new earth that is spoken about, which is just being aware. That's the new earth. You are aware. Simple and powerful. And we do not say simple in any way to condemn anyone if they're not necessarily recognizing it. It does take awareness and have grace with yourself. But that's what this is all about. Everything we do, everything everyone does who is on a conscious path, just to be aware. Now we have time for just a few more questions.
Hello, my name is Michael. I'm checking in. Thank you. And how am I progressing?
Close your eyes. Feel into your centered heart space. How does your inner child feel?
Scared.
What does he want?
Certainty.
Acceptance. Love. You are in a point of almost lying. You are like the little bird right on the edge of the nest. And though everyone around you can say, you got this, go, 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 the one who really has to trust their wings is you. Your individual expression in this world is unique to you because of your life's experiences, just as everyone's here is. And so is your spirit, your soul. every single soul is born with a divine spark. And that divine spark is just as needed as everyone else's divine spark. And yet, the one who gets to accept that divine spark is you. No one can do it for you. In that certainty, what is it that you love, Michael? Say it out loud. What do you love?
Joy.
What brings you joy?
Living how I want. Living as myself, fully expressed without fear.
And that little bird just puffed up his chest. Know that absolutely no one is going to walk your path for you. We don't say this in a way to put a burden on anyone, but we say it in a way that everyone will have all opinions on how you get to walk, how you get to dance, what path to take, this and that, but absolutely no one walks it for you. No one. That is up to you. And your life is limited. Everyone here is finite. And as such, why waste your time worrying about what everyone else is doing and being? They're always worried about themselves anyways. They don't even care. Though it may seem they do. And anyone who is that obsessed with your path is because they don't like their own. And so don't listen to them anyways. So saying this, get comfortable in yourself and recognize that those that don't accept you are not in a frequency to love you, and then you don't have to love them because you would be lying anyways too. So when you truly just let yourself be, you will allow yourself to let go of those who are actually not in alignment with you, and to really move into alignment with those that are. And that even one relationship is better than a million of the others. Have fun. Do what brings you joy. Joy is in fact one of the highest vibrational frequencies that anyone can have on this planet. It is right next to enlightenment. This is proven in your science, in power versus force. They, in fact, actually measured the frequencies of different emotions. Joy is right under enlightenment. So when we say, do what brings you joy, it actually is a very enlightening path. So can you let yourself relax a bit more and find joy? You're not doing it wrong. Blow that out. All of us can blow out some aspect of that. You're not doing it wrong. Paul, what was your 2023 phrase?
My phrase for 2023?
What card did you pull?
Have faith and trust in the process and step into my power.
Oh.
Being the divine self that I am.
You can't get it wrong. Anything you perceive to get wrong or missed, if it is meant for you, it will come back around. It is true. We wish to tell you a story. Holly is wearing a necklace. This necklace was one of her favorites that she lost 2 years ago. And she was very, very sad. And she struggled with a sense of attachment and was angry at herself for being attached to the necklace. And once she was able to purify and recognize that if it is meant for me, then it will find its way back. If not, then it is not mine. Gave her peace. And 2 years later, this necklace appeared on the back table and was in keeping with someone that you would not guess, randomly finding this necklace 2 years later and bringing it there. There are no random acts. The lesson was learned and it came back. Also, bring this in your own lives. What you need will find you. And if you miss it on the first round, it will come back again. We don't work in time and space when it comes to the growth of your soul, though we utilize that tool because it is here. Trust that what you need will find you. That is another aspect, weaving back into recognizing pristine origins. What you need will find you. And even if you missed it, supposedly, in the first time, there was something you got to learn for it to come back around. This happens a lot in your world through relationships. So saying this, also give yourself grace. Everything is done in its divine timing. And who is the clockworker there? Your spirit. Trust that. Saying this, we'd like to drop another seed. Moving this even further into what you get to know will be given to you. When you go down any path, and not only the consciousness path, you can find stress and anxiety, because how can you possibly learn all the things? You don't need to, nor do you get to. What you need to know in any given moment, you will also know. The divine mystery is just as much a beautiful gift on this planet than is the knowledge and the information. Imagine, if you will, knowing every single thing in your entire life that will happen to you, that will be said to you, that you will go through, every single thing. For a moment, your brain might go, yes! But then, if you look behind that, you'll find your spirit goes, we've already done that. We're looking for something new. Could it be the unknown and the mystery is the gift to enjoy? Ponder that, for it is a great lesson to allowing yourself to truly also give what is needed. The divine workings are not taped to time and space, but are available here now. But they are available to a clear, open vessel. If you are full of so much information that you think you know, it is much harder to get the power of now that has divine insight to zap in. Still learn and grow, but do it through joy that keeps you light. If you do it through have to, know all the quantum mechanics, then you get heavy, and it doesn't even serve you to have that information. So be aware, the balance in all things, the known and the unknown. They are both gifts to one another. Now we have time for one more question.
Recently, I haven't been feeling deeply, and I'm wondering if you have any advice on just feeling my feelings.
What was the last deep feeling that you can recall?
Anxiety.
What caused the anxiety?
Me speaking in front of all these people.
So you just got over that fear. Why do you not think that your voice is being worth hearing?
I don't know.
If you were to speak from your heart, even though it may flutter a moment, what would you say in this moment? From your heart. Speak it out loud.
I'm glad that I'm here.
Why?
Because it's opening me up to other things that I haven't thought about.
And your words can open other people up to things they haven't thought about either. You are a very sensitive soul. It makes sense you cut that off because you don't want to feel everyone's feelings. But also recognize that this can be a great gift when utilized on your terms. This would serve everyone to be aware of. All of your gifts, say being sensitive, you are also the one in charge. You can set parameters that you do not tap in all the time, everywhere you go, but you tap in when it serves the highest good. That includes you. Sometimes when people say the highest good, they will unconsciously take themselves out of the picture. And then it will say, okay, highest good of everyone else but you. So it's just being aware. The highest good including me. And being aware, since you already turned it off, that you can turn it on. And you can turn it off. But you're doing it more consciously out of awareness and wisdom rather than out of fear. That's the difference. So, practice turning it on. I am going to feel all my feels, but do it with wisdom, and others' feels, and then turn it off. But don't do it because you're overwhelmed. You're doing it just out of conscious awareness, flexing your psychic muscles, learning how to turn it off and on, off and on. This will be a practice for you. And that way, an unconscious anxiety will not come up because you are in charge and you can turn it off and on. And that is your right as well. You don't have to do anything. The fact of your existence is enough for Divine Source. But then, what do I want to do with this existence? That then comes to your soul. So the practice for you and any empath who has not mastered this yet, practice turning it on and off, And then you can consciously do it at any time. And then eventually you get to the space where you really do tap in, that it is on, and you only receive any guidance or any feelings when it serves the highest good of everyone, including you. Are we clear?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for speaking up. And we are coming to a completion now. As we do this, let yourself once again center in your heart space. And having thanks for this moment of time. Having thanks for the breath moving in and out of your body. And allowing yourself, again, that moment to just be. We are honored and thank you all for coming up, for with your presence we are able to come through as we connect with each one of you and you to us in a united field of oneness. Let yourself feel all that we have spoken, but also know that you are the greatest connection that you can ever create. And straight with your own essence is that divine, right within you and connected with you. All it takes is moving your awareness there. I am. I am. I am. And for now, we bid you farewell. Thank you all. Ooh, I feel the floor like this. Good job, everyone. And yeah, as you kind of picked up on, even those that ask questions, though it may be individualized, it's usually the entire group will be like, I wanted to ask that. Oh, that's very close to my other question. So this recording is available to you, and do whatever you want with it. If you want to send it, whatever.